not to prepare this, but hopefully I'll be around. First of all, that's my lovely beer. It just smelled like so strong. It smelled like moonshine, but it's. I had a taste of the syrup as well, which I shouldn't have, but it was nice anyway. Right, today I'm going to talk about TIFF images, screens. So how you can find information on TIFF images, screens, like just by looking at someone's screen, what can you tell? And metadata, which is inside the TIFF, and a little bit of hex hacking games, mainly just Halo 3. So first of all, TIFF images are popular images that were, first it was owned by a company called Aldous, and it was bought by Adobe Photoshop. It's generally used for, well, it's a graphic image. It's still quite popular, but it's getting older. Obviously, I think I'm not that into graphics, but RAW is like one of the best ones now. TIFF was one of the best, but it is old. It was released in 1992. Basically, Adobe bought that for some reason. Well, they are an image company, and they own all the copyright now to that. Now, no new TIFF versions have been released recently, so there's no point learning about the old stuff because it's all, I think it's version TIFF 6 yet. But they are making a new TIFF image. I think it's called TIFF Big, and it supports 64-bit because the old one is 32-bit, and that only supports 4 gigabytes file size. And I don't really get what's so bad about that because 4 gigs is more than enough. Now, the difference between TIFF images and normal ones is they are, I think, they're more powerful. They can do more. They can hold more than one image inside it. So that's why they were generally used for scanning and faxing, because you wouldn't have to have like 8 different separate files. One of the powerful things about TIFF images is you can like store complex data in there. You can set floating points. You can set unassigned integers, that kind of stuff. I'm not that much into TIFF exploits, but I think that's why they may be vulnerable, simply because they're more powerful, and they support many different types of compression. Now, the meta tags they come in 4 different categories. Baseline is basically what a company with a picture generally has. Extension tags is features that may not be implemented by the reader, but they will be most of the time within the image. Private tags are tags that are used with a company that have no use to other people. It might just be specific information related to the company. And private tags I'll get on to set this. Now there's more than, if you need more than 10 private tags, it's hard to explain, so I'll just skip it. Right, the baseline tags are basic stuff like person who created the image, the author, like loads of content which you probably would need, but it supports it. The next one is extension TIFF. That's again pretty much the same stuff, X and Y position of the image. Basically, it just holds so much data, like it can tell how old the image is, it can tell when you took it, and on the private, it just gets more and more advanced. You can have like, it's like used to specify conversion, data sample was prepared, units for the data in this file. It's just like, a lot of it seems a bit pointless, but what's interesting is in the private tags, it actually supports GPS tags. So some cameras, it will actually store the location of where the picture was taken, which could be quite vulnerable. I've read online an article about, this is probably never going to happen, but if you think of like child molesters and stuff, and they get a file, and like online, it's just an extra vulnerability which could take place, and I think it could be used in digital forensics too, Because if there's a child molester who has a camera sitting on his desk and it happens enough to be pictures of kids, and they could open the meta file using some software and they can see that it's from that camera. Now that won't prosecute him, but it will add to the offence. So it can be using evidence, you can see the location if the thing supports it. So it's just a very powerful metadata. TIFF exploits, I haven't had enough time to look into them, but I know they are very, very powerful. One of the first PSP exploits, I don't think it's this one, but basically the fundamental thing is to just get it running. It might be a hello world, just to prove that you can get some kind of access. From there, it could take like weeks, months to actually progress it into a vulnerability that will have full write and read access. That's when you can then install something and take more access and do modifications and stuff. So PSP, Sony, I think they actually disabled TIFF images because it was that bad. Now, Xbox had a problem with an image file. I'm not sure if it was a TIFF image, but what would happen is a specially crafted image would actually crash the Xbox. So just before a Halo 3 game, if there's a 4-on-4, red team, big blue, the team would send all the other players a picture, and because you've got the Xbox dashboard, you could just view an image before the game, and a lot of people, their Xbox would crash, so the other team would win. And Halo is a pretty, what's the word? It's very
Popular?
Yeah, it's very popular. It's very people take it quite seriously. So if they can win a game just by that, they get really keen. I think it is fixed now. TIFF exploits are also in the iPhone. There was one in Safari where just by loading it, Safari would crash and you would get a read and write access. So from there you would install maybe Cydia or something to then connect out and connect to homebrew apps or illegal stuff. Quickly, because I'm probably taking a lot of time, if you're in a business environment and you can see someone's screen, I think Paul said in BT you aren't allowed to bring cameras in, and that's maybe one of the reasons. It could be a disclosure of information. And I watched No Tech Hacking. It's a really good speech about basically no technical skills to hacking. And if you just if a hacker can walk past the screen, they can automatically see what they could possibly attack, which you might not be able to find out via opinion and stuff. So if they've got IE6, you know it's old, it's out of date, you can target it, maybe send them an email link. If you can tell stuff like the antivirus is a McAfee, at least you know if you're creating something, at least make it bypass that, or create it yourself and it should bypass more. Yeah, literally, like, if someone's running email bear share, you know they're probably downloading legal stuff or possibly legal stuff. If they're running MSN, you can tell they're running malware just by viewing the screen, or if someone's connected, you might get a username for VNC or an IP address and stuff like that. I'll quickly talk about how people hacked the Halo 3 game. So in the Halo 3 game, if in a game variant, there will be so just say all these numbers are guns, which they aren't. So say if you've got the SMG at number 10 and a rocket launcher at 12, simply by replacing that hex value, it's going to replace that object. So when you upload it back, it's going to think that it's a different weapon, so it will load. And that's pretty much the basics. So if you put all guns down on the map and then replace them all with a string, you could possibly replace it with tanks. There's a hex code for the torrent, so then you can get that code and it will disappear from it will take it off of the car, place it there, but it won't take it from the car, it's just using that copy of the hex and putting it into the game. It also works on game saves as well. If you save a game save, it's going to store the data like your location, your ammo and your health. So if you can replace the values for the ammo, you can make it like 9999, just like in campaign. You can also replace non-movable objects by, that's the elephant thing. So by replacing a hex, it sort of takes the properties of the different objects and stuff. There's a tank top. And this isn't, you can't do modifications like this with hexing. To make changes like this, you need to actually have read and write access to the Xbox. Now, game saves are read and write, but you can't really gain access to the map files, and that's what you need to edit the actual map data. So you can rechange it, or even on this map, you could replace all the weapons with trees and stuff. So you can just like kind of modify a map, but not too advanced. On the 20th of May, I'm going to be talking about my iframe attack vector. It's not a drive-by download, it's just a Trojan based on iframes, and we'll be talking more about how to remove any antivirus from the computer. I've only tested it with AVG, but I'm going to try and do a lot of research to do that. So yeah, that's the end. Thanks.
Is there any questions from Jack? No? Okay, all right.